Hey, Mahal everyone, welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I'm your host 40, and in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys an overview of a new mobile game that I've been playing that was released a few days ago called King's Knight Wrath of the Dark Dragon. This awesome mobile game is developed by none other than Square Enix, who is responsible for bringing us great titles such as Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Breath of Fire, Secret of Mana, Nier Automata. The list can go on and on and on, but I'm having a lot of fun with this game and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. So just a little bit of a brief history about this game. This game is actually based on the mid-1980s version on the NES called King's Knight, which was actually one of Square's very first games that they had published and developed. It follows the story of Ray-Jack and his companions, Toby, Barusa, and Kaliva, as they are blessed by Callum and are tasked with rescuing Princess Claire from the clutches of the dark dragon Tolfida. And this game actually follows that exact same storyline, and there's a little bit of an RPG mechanics too. You could build up your characters, you could upgrade their weapons, you could upgrade their star ratings, you know, because there is a gachapon system within this game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's different from what I'm used to playing. It's more of a arcade scroller shooter type of a game with some RPG elements, and I can't wait. Again, I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right. Cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and close the notices because we'll close to that. So, as you can see right here, this is the overworld map right here. And the overworld map contains the main story campaign that you will play through, you know, to get through this game. So if I go ahead and click on Kolka Hills, you can see that this is where the story begins. Each part of the map will have stories. So these stories, for example, if I click on Premonition, you can see that there's dialogue, okay? And there's Ray-Jack right there talking to another character named Rossi. So pretty much it's kind of going through the story, you know, so you guys know what's going on. And the story is actually pretty cool. It may be a little generic, you know, 4 heroes saving a damsel in distress, but I actually enjoyed it. So we're going to go ahead and skip it for now. I just wanted to show you guys. So again, when each part of the map that you click on will have story, and will also have the actual stages. And when I click on the stages, I can select a friend unit that is on my friends list that I'm following to take alongside with me. And right up top, it's going to give you objectives to complete for each quest. Each quest has 4 objectives, and if you manage to complete all of them, you get a bonus reward for getting a perfect on all of them. And what that does is it rewards you with what's called Regalite. Now, Regalite is the, I guess you could say it's the paid currency in this game, but there's also ways to earn it outside of paying it. So if you want to be free to play with this game, there's plenty of ways to earn it. Each quest can actually give you up to 5 Regalite. So that's plenty of Regalite if you think about it. And I'll show you plenty of ways to earn this Regalite. So you click on a quest and then you start it. Let's go ahead and start it so I can show you guys a little bit of the gameplay. So there's my character right there. I'm using Karen. And the enemies will be appearing. And each character has a shot ability, which is kind of like their standard attack. Right? And this, if you see something sparkling, usually there's something behind it, either a treasure or a hidden enemy. And there are special panels that you could step on. I'll get into that a little bit later into the video, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and plow through this. The hearts there heal your health. And if you see that little transparent type of a coin thing, those are medals, and each stage has up to 3 medals that you can collect, and every time you collect all 3, you are given what's called a manual, which you could use to fuse into your character to increase their levels. So aside from earning EXP for your characters by clearing stages, you can also do it by fusing them with manuals, which is actually a lot faster. So hearts again heal health. The sword gives you an attack boost. The shield gives you a defense boost. And then there's these little circular things with little prongs at the end that replenish your MP. And if I click this, your character will use what's called their King's Might, which is like their special ability. And it uses MP, but another way of regenerating MP is by dealing damage to enemies. So, you know, if you happen to be running out of MP, just deal damage to enemies and you'll replenish your MP. So I cleared that, and I did get all of the objectives earlier, so I got the Regalite for this. And it shows you what you get, so I did get some orbs, and these specific orbs are used to upgrade your weapons, like adding different skills by reforging them, or also unlocking auto skills or King's Knight abilities for your specific characters. That's a little bit of the gameplay right there. Again, it's like a top-down scroller with a little bit of a shooter aspect. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Ikari Warriors, if you guys played that back in the day. And let's go ahead and go into a little bit of the menu parts here. So this is the notices. It shows you the different events that's coming out, both the future and the past and the current. And then notices are, you know, letting you guys know, you know, specific important information such as known issues, if there is an emergency notification, what version updates contain, compensation for specific things. So, you know, it's good to pay attention to those. Gift box is where all of your Regalite that you earn is sent, and also your daily login rewards and your mission rewards. And if you go to claim history, I think this is kind of cool. It shows you when you claimed all of these rewards, and it goes all the way back to the past 30 days. I think it's really cool, just in case if you happen to forget, did I claim that reward, did I not? You can always go in there and check, and that's very convenient that they added that in there. And if you go into menu, if you go to friends, it shows the ones that you are following and the ones that are following you, and if you're following them back. Okay. And your capacity increases every time you rank up. I tend to notice that every time I clear a specific part of the map, that's when I rank up, and it increases the amount of people that you can follow. Item shows you the items that you have. So it tells me, like, you know, how many orbs I have for each specific element. Okay. And also the specific orbs, like, you know, to upgrade, like, abilities, and also the manuals that I could use to be able to level up my characters. It also shows me how many support items I have, and the support items are hourglasses, which they last for a specific amount of time, but they generally up the amount of, like, Zell, which is the gold currency that you can earn in game, and also your AP, which is used to upgrade skills or reforge and earn skills on the weapons, and also earning EXP for your characters. So it you know, it's temporary effect, but it helps. And then the keys are the, so the Cala medals are the medals that I was talking about. 3 of them appear in each stage. So it just tells you how many you've earned. And then I'll get into what these souls are later into the video. Status is pretty much showing you, you know, your current character that you have set as your leader. It also shows you your name, your title, and you can earn titles different ways in the game. So either through events, no event titles are out right now, but there are standard titles that you could earn. So for example, if I want the Grandmaster title, I have to log in a total of 365 days to earn that title. Okay, and then you can put a custom comment if you want, and then also right there is your player ID. So if you want to share this with your friends that also play, you can have them add you so they can follow your character. Transfer ID is very important. So let's say you get another device and you want to transfer your data over. You create a data transfer ID and you create a password. So then when you re-download the game onto that new device, you can just transfer your data over. Okay. Options is, for obvious reasons, you can change your control type. I like the standard where I use both hands, especially for a game like this, but some people like playing with one hand. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe I will, just to see if it works. Shot assist is kind of like an auto shot, so instead of having to tap attack to use your character's shot, you can just use the shot assist. However, I don't really recommend it because it shoots it at a specific pace, and it's better, honestly, to just tap because it's faster and your DPS will be a lot higher. Push notifications I like to have on because it lets me know, like, if specific events are out or if a specific timer is up on something, so it's important for me. And then there's the music, sound effects, and then, like, adjusting the frame rate and the effects, just in case you guys are running older devices and the game is kind of laggy. You can kind of mess with that there. And other things are, you know, there's help if you need to, if you have, you know, specific questions about the game. There's Regalite, which again is the currency that you either pay for or earn. Normal is the one that you earn through daily logins or from quests or from missions, and Prime is the one that you actually buy. And as you can see, I have bought some, and I'll tell you why later on, why I did buy some. And then there's the credits, there's the contact, terms of use, all that stuff that's standard with every mobile game. Now, aside from the main campaign, if we go into events, up top is the daily event for the specific day. So for today is Zelnia Darkwood, which is specific in earning Zel, which is the currency that you can use again to level up your characters and also level up your weapons or reforge your weapons. And this is really something cool that they added here in the events, this beginner's hall. So this particular one gives you a tutorial about each specific class. You pretty much go through a stage and it tells you what is very unique to that specific class. So for example, for Monk, what's unique about them is that they have to me, they have the highest DPS output. The thing is that the range on their shot is very short, but the more damage they deal, the more the range on their shot increases and the more damage and crit they do. So that's something very cool about Monks, super high DPS output. Thieves are probably the most execution-based heavy. They have a standard shot, but what's cool about Thieves is that when an attack is incoming at you, if you jump right at the last minute, they'll evade, giving them a little bit of invincibility frames, and they'll counter with a much more powerful attack. Theoretically, Thieves can actually be considered the most OP class if you're able to master that aspect, because pretty much you can't get hit. Gaigans are the tank class of the game. They have the highest HP and defense. They have okay DPS, kind of slow, but what's cool about them is that if you hold their shot button or their attack button, they form a barrier around them which temporarily negates any oncoming damage, and anything that touches them takes damage. So that's kind of cool if you want to protect a party member, you know, from dying or protect them from taking damage. Wizards are by far the long-range DPS class, so they deal, you know, specific elemental damage depending on what wizard you're using. And what's cool about them is when you hold their attack button or their shot button, it performs a healing field around them, and whoever they're near, they also heal that ally. So they're your healers. And then warriors, by far, it's another very strong DPS class. They have the highest base attack, probably the easiest class to play. And what's cool about them is if you hold the attack or shot button, it does like this AoE charged attack, you know, to hit multiple enemies. So pretty cool. So again, this beginners event right here, pretty cool that they show you how to play each class. And what's cool about that is you also earn Regalite for completing these quests as long as you fulfill all of the objectives. And then they have another beginner's hall in regards to obstacles. Now, when you progress through the game, each stage will get harder and harder, and there will be obstacles. You're not just going to be seeing enemies. And all of these teach you how to deal with these obstacles and what to expect when you see them. So, for example, if we go right here to Dangerous Flower, this one will tell you about specific flowers you might see on stage. And like, for example, there's one that shoots poison, which will cause a poison effect on your character. And it's not recommended to attack it because if you do, it'll explode. And then there's going to be like this poison field that'll appear. And if you walk into it, well, you're going to get poisoned. And then I know there's one that also paralyzes you too. So really cool that they add that in. And again, if you complete all objectives, it gives you Regalite. Okay. And then right here, this is for the launch. So these are the King's Knight 8-bit quests. So it takes you back to the stages of like the NES version. It even has the NES tracks. And this particular King's Knight 8-bit quest, you fight the 8-bit version of Tolfida at the very end, which is really, really cool. And then there's also the anniversary quest. It's a super, super easy quest, but it's kind of like a greeting, you know, just letting you know, welcome to this game. You know, it's been 30 years since the last King's Knight, and here we are again, releasing it to you guys, to you mobile players to enjoy. So really, really cool events. Again, tons to do in this game. If we go right here to the bottom left, there's something called the Zel tree. So this tree will cultivate, you know, within a certain time, and it'll increase in level. And what that means is that every time I click on it, when the timer runs out, I get a specific amount of Zel, and if I reach the threshold up at the top left, my tree levels up. So the next time I do this, I earn more Zel. There you go, it leveled up. So the growth rate increases, and I just earned myself 4,050 Zel. So really cool way to earn free Zel. These missions, as long as you fulfill specific requirements, like for example, if I log in a total of 7 days, I'll be awarded with 3 Regalite. Or if I achieve a certain rank, I'll earn a title. Or if I slay, like, you know, a specific amount of a specific enemy, I'll earn Regalite for that as well. There will be some for events once these events roll out. And there's always daily ones. Like, for example, a daily one that I know that I see all the time is if you participate in 3 co-op matches and you complete them all, you're awarded 3 Regalite. And then this is really cool. So these are subquests. Again, another way to earn Regalite. And what this is anytime you pull a base 3-star or 4-star character, it opens up a subquest for that specific character. So it'll go through like a brief storyline of like the character's history, you know, in relation to the main 4. And then you also go through stages, which allows you to earn Regalite and some cool drops, you know, that you could use later on. So again, you know, just by pulling, you know, a 3-star or 4-star base from the gacha, you unlock these quests, which is really, really cool in my opinion. If we go here to the shop, or the shoppe, or however they call it, this is where you could buy the Regalite, the Prime Regalite. Those are the prices below. Okay. Oh, I do not want to buy. Whoops. And if we click on buy items, this is where we can redeem our Regalite to buy those hourglasses, which have that temporary effect of boosting the amount of AP, Zell, and orbs and EXP that you get. On the exchange, so we'll go to Soul Exchange first. So every time you pull on the gacha, and let's say you roll a duplicate character, you're given what's called a soul. These souls you can use to exchange either for these 8-bit versions of the original 4 of the main heroes, which is really cool. You can also exchange them for accessories, which can be used to strengthen your characters. And you can also exchange them for other souls, so Knight Souls, Champion Souls, So it's very, very useful to use to, you know, to hang on to those souls. And again, it's a really cool way, you know, to reward you for pulling a dupe. It's not like some other mobile games where you pull a dupe of a character and then you can't really do anything except either fuse it or sell it off. It actually does something for you when you pull that character. And then the weapon exchange works only for 4-star bases or 5-star base. So what this is that if you want a specific 4-star weapon, so let's say I want to save the queen, what I could do is you can exchange 4 of your own 4-star base weapons for that particular one. Now, it doesn't sound like it's a good deal, but if you think about it, if you're pulling a lot on the weapon gacha and you happen to roll a duplicate 4-star weapon, and let's say you're like, well, I don't really want to just sell it for Zell, that's a waste. Well, here's another way you could, you know, essentially get rid of it, but be rewarded for it at the same time by getting that particular 4-star, you know, base weapon that you want. So that's really cool that they added that in there. So again, you know, dupes in this game, they have a place in this game. So it's not just you get a dupe and you're like, well, what do I do with this, you know? That's really cool. And then the last part for the shop is increasing your weapon slots and your accessory slots in case you're very, very gung-ho about pulling on the weapons and you're like, oh no, what do? I have all these weapons and I'm running out of room. Well, this is a way to spend your Regalite and increase your slots. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Spin. So Spin is their summon. I call it summon just because I'm used to that. So again, there's 2 different gachas that you could pull on. The first one is the character one. Okay, and again, earlier I was talking about Prime Regalite and normal. So see where it says, I can't click on it right now, but see where it says complete 10 Regalite. So every single day, once per day, you could spend 10 Prime Regalite to do a discounted single pull on the character gacha. Now remember, you can only use Prime Regalite, so Regalite that you purchased in the shop, but it's a discounted pull that you can do every day, which is really, really cool that they add that in there. And then they have their standard price, which is 25 Regalite for a single, and then 250 for a multi. Now, while we're on here, I will kind of give you guys a brief overview on the characters. So for example, we have Ray Jack here. If we click on him, it shows the status of the character, their base stats, and their max level. It shows their element, which he is light. There are different elements in this game. There's fire, there is water, I believe. Let's check here. There's fire, water, earth, and I think it's lightning. No, fire, water, earth, and wind. Fire, water, earth, and wind, and then there's light and dark. Okay, and it does follow that whole triangle like it does in every single game where, you know, fire beats earth, you know, yada, 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 all that stuff, light and dark beat each other out. So let's go ahead and click back on Ray Jack. If we go to skills, each character will have a leader skill. So if you have them set as your leader, this is the leader ability that will automatically be activated. Each character will start off with 1 King's Might, which is their special ability, and you can unlock their second one later on by spending those specific orbs that you collect from doing quests or events. And then each character will also have auto skills that you can unlock when you spend those orbs as well, okay? And then this is their equip. They initially can equip one piece of equipment plus one accessory, and if you want to equip a second one, you have to unlock that auto skill. And then it gives you a profile about, you know, who this character is, how they relate to the story, you know, the history of the character, yada yada, all that good stuff. So currently right now the featured characters are Ray Jack, Karen, Gregor, Kaliva, Toby, and Barusa. The ones that I recommend, especially from talking to the guys in the Discord chat, I recommend trying to go for Ray Jack, Karen, or Toby. They're by far, at least to me and a few of the guys that I've talked to on the King's Might Discord chat, they're definitely the top 3 characters to go for right now. I know Gregor is really popular and he is pretty powerful, especially he's like super eye candy. I mean, who doesn't like a dark looking ninja guy like that? So, and here Kaliva here kind of reminds me of Gandalf. So, and then there is the weapon gacha, and the weapon gacha also has that discounted single pull per day, and again it uses Prime Regalite that you buy, so you could do that once per day. And then you have your standard prices of one single pull is 15 Regalite, and then a multi is 150. Okay, and if we go to co-op, this is one way I recommend, which is the best way to be able to farm specific materials such as orbs, Zell, and things like that. So you can either create a room and you'll have a room number, and if you give that room number to some friends that play this game, you guys can all play co-op together. And you can also unlock it to where they don't need the room number, and then just random people can join you. And if I click on one of them, so I'll click on City of Remorse, because that's the one I'm playing through right now. It'll all start with Novice. You beat Novice, you unlock Veteran, you beat Veteran, you unlock Expert. And again, what's cool about these quests is there's objectives, and each objective awards Regalite, and you can earn up to 5 Regalite once you complete all the objectives. So again, different ways to earn that currency for free. And last but not least, this is the menu here for upgrading your characters, editing your party, editing their equips, unlocking their specific abilities. So if I click on unlock ability and I'll click on Karen, it'll show you what I've unlocked, and then it'll show you how to unlock the next skill or King's Might, and it shows me what I need there. And then they also have an Unleashed Soul, so you can also use those souls you get from duplicate characters to increase the character's base stats, okay? So that's really cool that they have that. And then right here below is the how you can upgrade your weapons. So if you temper, this is how you increase their level. And if you reforge, so when you get a weapon to a specific level, if you hit reforge, it'll add 5 more to the base level. And for specific weapons such as, especially 3 stars and 4 stars, it'll unlock specific auto skills or another King's Might. So each 4-star base weapon comes with a King's Might that you can unlock once you've upgraded, once you've reforged them up to 4 times, which is really, really cool, because then it gives that character that it's equipped on another King's Might to be able to use. And then there is the sell option if you're running low on Zell and you have some duplicate weapons. 3 stars and 2 stars are generally the ones that you probably may sell if you have duplicates of them. You can also sell accessories as well. So if you're running out of Zell and you figured, hey, what, might as well sell some additional weapons I'm not using, go ahead and sell them off. But again, hold on to those 4-star bases, because you can exchange 4 of them for a 4-star base weapon of your choice. Okay. So that is my brief overview of this game. It is awesome. I love it. You know, there's so much to do in the game. I love the story. I love the gameplay. It's unique. It's very cool too that there is co-op, so you can get your friends to play with this. I will leave a link to the King's Night Facebook group that I recently created for this game. I will also leave the link to the Reddit group as well as the Discord chat. So if you guys want to join and be a part of the King's Night community, that's 3 ways that you can join. I will likely be featuring more of this game on my channel along with Tekken Mobile. I will be going back to Tekken Mobile. I know it's been a few days, but I am waiting for Bandai Namco to release the new patch for the soft release of that game so I could show you guys some newer content on that game as well. Anyways, this is my brief overview video on King's Night. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel for future content, and share this with your friends and family. Again, my name is 40, the Broadway Saiyan. Thank you for watching my video, and Mahal.